John Carter had inherited a magnificent 5,500-acre horse ranch from his grandfather. The ranch was home to two valuable American quarter horse stallions that had been part of the family for years. The property represented generations of hard work and careful stewardship. John intended to continue that legacy. Every morning, John inspected every corner of the ranch. The horses were healthy, and the land was beautifully maintained. Everything appeared peaceful, until an unexpected visitor arrived. Karen Mitchell arrived carrying official HOA paperwork. She introduced herself as the HOA president. John politely invited her to explain the purpose of her visit. The conversation quickly became unexpected. Karen handed John a written notice. The document claimed the stallions had to be removed within 14 days. John calmly read every page before responding. He wanted to understand the reason behind the demand. John looked across the pasture at the horses. They had lived on the ranch long before the nearby neighborhood existed. The notice raised many questions. He decided to verify every fact. John presented the original land title. The documents showed the ranch boundaries in detail. Karen briefly examined the paperwork. She maintained the HOA's position. Karen explained that several homeowners had complained about the stallions. John respectfully listened to every concern. He asked whether the HOA had reviewed the property boundaries. The discussion continued politely. John scheduled a meeting with attorney Michael Reynolds. Together they reviewed every legal document. The ownership history extended back several decades. Everything appeared well documented. Michael compared historical records with modern surveys. Each map showed the same ranch boundaries. Nothing suggested the horses violated any property rights. The legal documents remained consistent. John requested an updated boundary survey. Professional surveyors inspected every property marker. The measurements matched official county records. The ranch boundaries were unmistakably clear. After receiving complaints, Sheriff Brooks visited the ranch. He listened carefully to both John and Karen. Each side presented their documents respectfully. His goal was to understand the facts. The sheriff carefully examined every document. The county records consistently identified John as a property owner. Nothing suggested the HOA controlled the ranch. The facts became increasingly clear. Karen called an emergency HOA meeting. She explained the ongoing disagreement with the ranch owner. Several board members reviewed the available documents. Different opinions quickly emerged. John spent the evening caring for the horses as usual. Their daily routine had remained unchanged for years. The ranch felt peaceful despite the disagreement. He remained confident in the documented facts. As the sun disappeared behind the Wyoming hills, John reflected on the events of the day. His family's ranch had stood for generations with the same horses and the same boundaries. He trusted that careful preparation and official records would guide the next steps. The most important part of the story was still to come. Sheriff Brooks carefully reviewed every official document. The county maps matched John's land title exactly. Nothing suggested the HOA controlled the ranch. The evidence remained consistent. Karen gathered residents for another HOA meeting. She explained why the board wanted the horses removed. Several homeowners agreed. Others asked to review the official property records first. John met Michael to organize every important document. Historical records were arranged in chronological order. Each file confirmed the same ownership history. Preparation became their strongest advantage. Michael compared modern county maps with older surveys. Every version showed identical property lines. The ranch had always remained private. The documentation was remarkably clear. John carefully documented every section of the ranch. He photographed fences, barns, and horse paddocks. Each image accurately recorded the property's condition. Everything was carefully organized. John respectfully spoke with several nearby residents. Many believed the ranch followed the same HOA rules. He calmly explained the property boundaries. Several people appreciated the clarification. Several homeowners reviewed the official documents together. Many admitted they had never seen the county records. Questions replaced assumptions. The conversation became more thoughtful. Karen called another emergency board meeting. She encouraged the HOA to continue supporting its position. Several directors questioned the legal expenses. The board became divided. The board carefully examined every county map. Several members noticed the ranch boundaries were clearly marked. Confidence slowly faded. The legal situation appeared more complicated than expected. John improved security throughout the ranch. Clear signs marked every entrance. Modern cameras documented activity around the property. Everything was professionally maintained. Fresh boundary markers were installed around the ranch. Sheriff Brooks compared them with official county surveys. Every location matched perfectly. The boundaries became even clearer. Independent surveyors completed another detailed inspection. Their measurements confirmed every previous survey. The official property lines remained unchanged. The documentation became even stronger. John spent the afternoon with the horses. They remained calm despite the ongoing disagreement. The ranch continued operating as it always had. Patience guided every decision. Michael assembled every document into a complete legal file. Historical records were carefully indexed. Nothing depended on assumptions. Everything relied on official documentation. A certified legal notice arrived at the HOA office. Karen immediately recognized the law firm's name. The disagreement had officially entered the legal process. The next chapter would unfold in court. Karen carefully read every page of the legal filing. The documents explained John's ownership in great detail. Several board members became increasingly concerned. The situation was becoming more serious. John looked across the ranch as the sun settled behind the hills. The horses remained exactly where they had always belonged. The official records were complete, and the facts were well documented. The courtroom would decide the next chapter of the story.